Hello there, wonderful patrons. Welcome to your Sunday energy check, your Sunday evening energy check for the week to come. I thought it would be fun and interesting if this week we take a look at what environment you should seek out for yourself in order to feel in alignment during this week. You can choose to visit this environment or spend time in this environment once and see if that aligns you enough, feels good enough to you, raises your vibration, or if you prefer, you can go several times this week. You can go several times in a day. You can go every day this week, whatever feels good to you. So, we're actually going to be using a brand new deck for this. It's one that I recently got. It's a non traditional deck in terms of it being created by someone who is not one of the major publishing houses. So I typically stay away from those when I'm ordering new decks because I'm like, you don't know what you're going to get. But one of my friends, Alyssa LaRose, who is the reader on the very popular YouTube channel Celtic Fairy Tarot, she used this deck in one of her readings. I can't even remember how she used it, but I happened to see that reading. She's probably used it in several, but I saw one in particular. And since she got hers without a problem, I was like, well, then I'm going to order it too. Plus, it was so inexpensive. This was like a $12 deck, and the pictures on it are beautiful. So this is the deck we're going to use. It's called, I told you all that, and I didn't even tell you why I was attracted to it or what it's called. It's called the Place Oracle, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check. Yeah, the Place Oracle. All right, so take a second and just breathe into yourself. If you're at a place where you can sit still and listen to the sound of my voice, I encourage you to do that. Close your eyes if you want. Lie down if you feel like it. Or you can watch me pull the cards. Take a deep breath in through your nose for 4 counts. Hold it for 8. And then exhale it for 12. As you can probably hear, I am shuffling your cards. And we are going to see which place will help you feel in alignment this week. What place, environment, location will help you feel in alignment this week? We got court. I wasn't expecting that. But, just right away, I'm getting a sense of it not necessarily having to be a courtroom, though that is clearly what's depicted here in this photograph. I think this is like an AI generated picture. So I guess that still technically counts as an illustration. I'm so used to the decks where it's clearly like almost cartoonish in the illustrations. But yeah, so yeah, it could be court if you happen to have a legal case that is pressing, that you're gonna be feeling a sense of finally getting justice. But in regards to that, I feel like that's not necessarily having to be a courtroom or even a law office, but just putting yourself in an environment where you feel a sense of justice. So this could be a nonprofit organization that you have, volunteered at before. Maybe this is a good indication that you need to get back involved with them, or go by, swing by, check in, see how things are going, because there's something about that environment, those people that are in that environment, that makes you feel as though all is right with the world, or at least has the potential to be. But definitely something where we're getting a sense of, or somewhere I should say, where you tend to feel a sense of justice, fairness, equality, egalitarianism. Here we have 3 phrases. This deck, instead of doing keywords, it tends to have several phrases at the bottom of each card. So we have legal proceedings, judgment and verdict, or justice and fairness. And I truly feel like the guidance here is finding that place where you feel a sense of justice and fairness. For some of you, that might actually even be, I'm seeing a park. I'm seeing specifically a park in a downtown area, in a city. There's that sense of balance. The nature, the park providing you with a connection to nature, and then the city itself being urban, in its environment. So you have more of this idea of balance. So environments that feel balanced, that feel equal, that feel like it's whole. It's representing a whole instead of just one side of things. That is where you should be spending your time this week, right? And when we think of justice and fairness, we think of balance. In fact, even in the tarot card, the justice card, which is one of the major arcana, the justice card is usually a woman depicted with a holding a scale in her hand. One of those old timey scales. I don't know how to describe it better than that. But in addition to that, that card is associated with the sign of Libra. And Libra is also associated with justice and fairness. So, I'm thinking of my mom as I say all of this because she tends to be like, at least verbally, a social justice warrior. And she's worked with several not arts organizations, that's my thing. Several organizations that tend to try to, if I properly understand what it is she does, they're organizations that help bring a better life to people. That's not just about like largesse or, what do you call it? Like helping with money or povertyness. That's not a word, povertyness. What is it, the word I'm trying to think of? It's not just about helping the underserved, but it's about helping to have all of one's, I don't know how to put it. That just shows that I'm probably a pretty bad daughter who doesn't listen well enough. But the point is, I know that she tends to be very fair-minded in her beliefs about the world and what she thinks should be available to people. She's very sensitive to the sense of unfairness or wrongs being done to others, particularly those who are not so much disenfranchised, but just at a disadvantage, right? So for you, it could be, this idea of justice and, bringing back the imagery of the justice card. It's just that sense of it's all going to work out for the best of all involved. Whatever place there is that came to mind the minute I said that to you, that's where you need to spend more of your time this week. And then again, it could, for a very select few, probably be actually a court or a law office, a courtroom or a law office where you are finally getting justice around something that has been hanging over your head for a while and something that has felt for a very long time extremely unfair. And it is, I'm trying to get this to a place where you can see it clearly, yet it also doesn't reflect the light. See that my ring light is in there? But it's brown. I don't know why anybody colors anything brown. It's like the worst color. Which is a very ironic thing for me to say because I am brown. Okay, this is what I have for you today, you guys. Thank you all so much for continuing to support me with your monthly memberships. Being subscribed to my Patreon, being a member of my Patreon encourages me as a content creator, as well as helps me buy groceries and stuff like that. So I appreciate your being here more than you could even imagine. Maybe if I put it in the blue. Can you see it better there? I don't know. All right. Take care.